Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up.
Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Sorry for the late start, but we are here. It's been a weird morning. We have some storms that rolled through by me, so you might hear some rolling thunder. It's really loud. But yeah, it's been a weird morning here in the trial as well. So we're going to play what we have so far. Good morning. Hi, Kels. Hey, Shortcake. But we're going to play what we have and then pick up from there. We have our Thursday goal up. I want to shout out Penny Farthing for topping it off in the replay crew. Holla. All right, let's roll this. I'm going to go grab my coffee and then we will come back and interact. You guys ready? It's weird, man, because they had like this gathering out front. There were tons of people there in pink. We're going to watch that after. But it's fine where they actually... I need my coffee bad. Okay, here we go.
All right, so I just kind of wanted to let you know that I appreciate. I know you came in here this morning. It's going to be a short day, but also gear up for a longer day tomorrow. Okay, and so with that, the other thing is, I told you it's got nothing to do with.
I wonder who these people are. Do you guys know? They're like in front of the family. Any idea who these two are? Hey, Dental. Happy Thursday.
Any of the attorneys, but it's also or the parties. So you're not to speculate about what this might be. It's also you're not to hold it against either of the parties in regards to this. All right. If you're going to hold it against anybody, you can hold it against me. All right.
Is that Bob Mata right there? Is that him?
That we're going to return now to the evidence in this case.
Is that Bob Mata or whatever? Is that him? Who's this guy? He looks familiar. Sorry, I'm just seeing if anybody I know is there.
And Attorney Reddington?
Where's Lauren? I don't see Lauren. Where's Lauren at? That's Bob Mata. Okay, wait, where's Lauren at, though? I don't see her. She over here? Not seeing her. Oh, Lauren Conlon. Yeah, that's Lauren Conlon. Bob Mata. Okay, let's keep going.
To the evidence in this case, and Attorney Reddington.
Thank you.
And Attorney Reddington.
Thank you. Sheila Kavanaugh, please.
Sheila Kavanaugh. She's the chaplain. Hey, Bad Goose. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hit the like button. Hit the like button and enjoy yourselves. Can you guys hear the thunder?
Case, Madam Clerk, raise your right hand, please.
The testimony of the evidence you shall give to the court. Sorry, the matter coming between the Commonwealth and the defense with the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Yes. Thank you. You may have a seat.
Just watch your step right there.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, I just ask you to speak into that microphone and keep your voice up so the jury can hear you. Attorney Reddington.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you tell us your name and spell your last name, please?
My name is Sheila Kavanaugh, Cavanaughh.
And what town do you live in?
I live in the town of Belmont, Massachusetts.
And what are you doing for work now?
I am a board-certified chaplain at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston.
And I didn't know that there were board-certified chaplains. What does that mean?
Well, to become board-certified, you need minimally a master's degree in theology or divinity. You need to complete 1,600 hours of training post your master's degree. 1,200 of those hours occur in a clinical setting, and 400 of those hours are in a classroom setting where we study various disciplines: psychology, sociology, philosophy, theology, and ethics. Beyond that training, we need to acquire 2,000 hours of additional clinical training before we can even apply for board certification. And we have to demonstrate mastery of 30 competencies before we go to a national board, and they make the assessment. I also need an ecclesiastical endorsement, and in my case, that was from the Archdiocese of Boston, from Cardinal Sean O'Malley.
And before you obtained the board certification in your education to allow you to be a chaplain, what did you do for work?
Prior to becoming a chaplain, which is a second career for me, I was a senior vice president at Fidelity Investments in Boston.
And how long were you senior VP at Fidelity?
16 years.
And are you married?
I am.
You have a family?
I do. My husband and I are the parents of 4 adopted children. When I was pursuing my master's degree at Boston College, it was a 3-year master's, but it took me 5 years because we adopted our 4th child while I was in graduate school. She was a 14-year-old girl from Bogota, Colombia.
And how long have you been working now as a chaplain at Brigham and Women's Hospital?
7 years.
In the course of your duties as a chaplain at Brigham and Women's Hospital, did circumstances bring you in contact with Lindsay Clancy?
Yes, they did.
Can you tell the jurors what happened?
I arrived on the morning of Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. I arrived at approximately 8:30 that morning because I was there to relieve the overnight chaplain who was carrying the pager. I was taking over the pager shift, which went from 9 to 1 p.m., although I was working a full day. When I arrived that morning, she said to me, "Did you hear the news?" And
Sustain.
So you can't, you got to object, so you can't say what someone told you, okay? That's called hearsay?
Okay.
Okay. So I can say, as a result of the conversation with that person, what happened?
I was summoned to the Director of Spiritual Care's office.
Did you have a conversation with her?
I did.
All right. And as a result of that conversation, what did you do?
I went to Unit 8C in the Tower Building of Brigham to meet with Lindsay Clancy.
And what time of day was this?
Roughly between 8:30 and 9:30 that morning.
And when you went in to see Lindsay, what did you observe?
Well, the unit itself was filled with law enforcement officers, both outside the doors of the unit. There was Brigham security, but the unit itself was flooded. There were people from Plymouth County, Boston City Police, Brigham Security, so I had to make my way through concentric circles of law enforcement to even get to the room. I was permitted to see Lindsay, although she could not speak at that time.
And what was her condition that you observed?
She was dressed in medical armor. She had tubes, she was intubated, she had bandages, she had a neck brace. she was just covered and layered in equipment that enabled her to breathe.
Now, I'm showing you Exhibit 121 and asking, this may be South Shore, or it could be Brigham and Women's, but is this indicative of what she appeared to be when you first saw her?
That looks like it's from South Shore because when, yes.
Does she have the same,
Similar,
very similar?
very similar.
Like that?
Yes.
Oh my
very
God.
Similar.
Is that her?
Did you see her again on another date?
I did. I saw her the next day. Again, she could not speak. She was intubated as well. That was the first week that she was hospitalized.
When was the next time that you saw her?
The next time I saw her was the following week. I have a calendar here of my visits. I saw her on Tuesday, January 31st, and she had been extubated at that point so she could speak.
So the tube had been removed, she was able to communicate, and that was on January 31st?
I believe she was extubated the weekend of the 28th, but I didn't work that weekend, so I saw her on Tuesday, the 31st.
All right. Tell the jurors what you observed and what, if any, conversation you had with Lindsay on the 31st. And let me ask you, how long had it been that they removed the tube?
Perhaps a day or two.
A day or two, okay. Tell the jurors what she said to you.
She continued to look like the photograph you just saw. She was covered, tubes everywhere, the neck brace. Her emotional state was very neutral, a flat affect. But I remember vividly the first thing she said to me. Now, she had heard me for a couple of days. We had been praying together. And so when I went in on Tuesday, the 31st, she said to me as I held her hand to comfort her, "I am so glad my children are safe."
Was there any other conversation that you had with her?
I replied theologically to Lindsay, and I said, "Lindsay, your children are safe. They're safe in heaven with God." And I held her hand throughout that conversation, and we prayed for them.
Did she make any other statements to you?
She did. She alluded to having heard a voice, and the voice, according to Lindsay, told her that if she did not follow the command, neither she nor her children would be safe.
And did she indicate whether it was a male voice, a female voice, loud, soft?
She alluded to the fact that it was a male voice and it was persistent.
Any further conversation that you recall about that, not about general things,
That came up several times. I visited Lindsay minimally 14 times while she was hospitalized at the Brigham. And
Okay, I just have a really quick question about the voice. My question is, if she was hearing the voice when she did this, did she ever hear the voice again? Did that voice come back to her when she was in the hospital at all? Or was it only at home?
the voice conversation came up several times during several of our visits.
Now, after Lindsay was transferred or cleared to go from Brigham and Women's Hospital, did she go to another facility?
She did. She went to Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital.
And do you know when that was?
That was roughly late February, perhaps around the 23rd.
And did you continue to see Lindsay at Spalding Rehab?
I did.
Do you know when she left Spalding Rehab?
In the late March, early April time frame, perhaps.
Okay. Now, Brigham and Women's Hospital and Spalding Rehab are under the same umbrella of hospitals, is that right?
They are. So Brigham and Women's Hospital and Spalding Rehab are under the Mass General Brigham complex. So for me to visit Lindsay in Spalding, I was still within the same hospital complex, and her psychiatrist at Spalding, as well as the chaplains, advised me to continue.
You can't say what anybody told me.
Oh, sorry.
So when she was discharged from Spalding Rehab, where did she go?
She went to Tewksbury State Hospital.
And fair to say that that would be back around February. It's been a little more than 3 years, or 3.5 years.
Yes.
Is that correct? Now, when you saw her in Spalding Rehab and in Brigham and Women's, you were acting in the course of your job. Is that right?
That's correct.
So you're being compensated, you're getting your paycheck and that type of thing. Right?
Yes.
How many times have you seen Lindsay at Tewksbury Hospital?
Perhaps 200 times.
Tell the jury why you continue to see her for 200.
Sustained.
200.
Can you tell us how often on a weekly basis you would see her at Tewksbury?
Yes. When Lindsay was admitted to Tewksbury State Hospital, I continued to see her on a weekly basis. We had built up a very comfortable, respectful rapport, and I felt it was in her best interest to continue that as she healed. She was still in deep grief. She was suffering.
Sustained.
So,
That opinion will be stricken.
so did she express anything about her children and their loss over that period of 200 times that you saw her thereabouts in Tewksbury?
Objection.
No, overruled.
Yes.
Other jurors?
Lindsay talks frequently about her children. She loves them deeply. She carries immense grief.
Objection.
Why is she
Overruled.
objecting to grief?
Next question, though.
And has that continued to your observation?
It continues presently.
When was the last time that you saw Lindsay in Tewksbury?
Just prior to the trial starting.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Kamal?
Thank you. Excuse me. Good morning.
Good morning.
You were talking about on January 25th, 2023, when you first saw Lindsay in direct examination, and you said that there were a lot of police officers in the area, correct?
Correct.
But you mentioned that some of them were security personnel from the hospital, correct?
Correct.
And you're aware that the security personnel for the hospital don't work for the state police, the Duxbury Police, or the Plymouth County DA's office, correct?
Correct.
So they're separate and apart from law enforcement, correct?
Yes.
And then are you also aware that on January 25th, 2023, there was a search warrant being executed to collect evidence from the defendant and from the belongings that she had at the hospital?
No, I was not aware of that.
Were you aware that that collection of the search warrant required state police and personnel from the crime lab to be present for the collection of evidence?
I was not aware of that.
Were you aware that following that, at any given time, there were only two officers, either Duxbury Police, State Police, or Plymouth County Sheriffs, at her room, the defendant's room, at any given time?
I do recall that.
And they were stationed outside of her room, correct, in the hallway?
Yes.
So that the only time you saw this large amount of officers present was on the 25th, when there were security from the hospital and search warrants being executed, correct?
Perhaps.
Now, you mentioned that on January 31st, 2023, you spoke to the defendant, and she told you that she heard a voice telling her that if she did not follow the command, neither she nor her children would be safe, correct?
Correct.
You wrote very detailed notes that are contained in the Brigham and Women's Hospital records regarding your interactions with Lindsay Clancy, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And in all of these notes that detail every time you interacted with her, you never once wrote that she told you she heard a voice or what that voice said, correct?
Correct.
And you also said that this voice, talking about the voice, came up in several of your meetings, correct?
Correct.
And you never once wrote about any of it in any of your very detailed notes, correct?
Well, chaplain notes are not verbatim transcripts of patient conversations. I'm not there to evaluate the patient. I'm there to bear witness to their suffering.
Okay, but the question was, you did not document those statements in your notes, correct?
Correct.
But you did document some other statements in those notes, correct?
Perhaps.
For example, on February 6th, 2023, in a note that you wrote regarding your interaction with the defendant, you said that, or you wrote, Lindsay welcomed the visit and shared her fears of, quote, not being able to walk again, end quote. She continued to express her fears of how her inability to walk may make her vulnerable to others in the future. Do you recall writing that?
Yes.
Do you recall writing on February 9th, 2023, that the defendant was sitting in a chair adjacent to her bed and appeared to be visibly engaged, energized, and hopeful than in previous visits? Do you recall that?
Yes.
You also wrote in that note, Lindsay spoke hopefully of being discharged when the time arrives to Spalding, correct?
Correct.
And then in February 13th, 2023, you wrote in your note that Lindsay also expressed hopefulness in relation to her physical progress. She feels she has gained considerable physical strength and agility despite an inability to move her legs. She admitted that she feels, quote, deserving of this, end quote, in light of recent events. Do you remember writing that?
Yes.
Do you remember on February 16th, 2023, that you wrote in a note that the defendant expressed hopefulness with the news of her anticipated discharge to Spalding and seemed uplifted that she would be cared for in a facility with an excellent reputation?
Yes.
Do you recall writing on February 16th, 2023, that Paula, the defendant's mother, and Lindsay, the defendant, were playing a card game as they communed quietly, and that Lindsay expressed hopefulness with the news of her anticipated discharge to Spalding and seemed uplifted?
Yes.
And again, you've got all these details about her feelings and her thoughts and what she's doing, but nothing about the voices that you spoke of so many times, correct?
Correct.
And speaking of Spalding, you continued to visit her at Spalding, correct?
Yes.
In those conversations with her at Spalding, did she tell you that how in those first weeks at Spalding, that part of her physical therapy, she was working out with a yellow exercise band? No?
I don't recall her telling me that.
Did she tell you that during that time at Spalding, she reached out to a social worker there and asked for help filling out SSDI paperwork to get an income?
That would be beyond the scope of our conversation.
She didn't tell you those things?
No.
Thank you.
So, counsel has asked you about her filling out a form for SSDI. Were you aware of what expenses her family were incurring as a result of her physical incapacity, paralysis, and being in the hospital?
From my experience with thousands of patients, I had a very clear idea of the enormous expense.
There's a difference between, as the district attorney very appropriately referred to, that your comments were about her thoughts and her appearance and her feelings. Is that correct?
Correct.
There's a difference, however, between privileged communications with a chaplain and observations of a person's feelings and thoughts, correct?
Correct.
Tell the jury what effect privileged communication has when someone talks to you personally as a chaplain.
Because I'm not a medically trained clinician, I approach patients in a vortex of trust. Some of our chaplains at the Brigham are ordained clergy. And so there's this understanding that when a patient interacts with a chaplain, the conversations are confidential.
Do you put them in medical records?
No.
The words, like Lindsay indicated that she felt uplifted, I think the counsel read that twice. Were those your notes, or is that what she said to you? Did she say, I feel uplifted, or is that your
was my
observation?
perception of Lindsay. It was not her words.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Como?
You said you're not allowed to put the defendant's words in your medical records, is that correct?
No, that's not correct. It's not that I'm not allowed. It's an understanding And it's a conversation that's held in confidence with the patient.
Then why are there direct quotes in these medical records from the defendant?
Well, they're not verbatim transcripts.
No, not a transcript of the whole conversation, but you put phrases in quotes. For example, on February 6, 2023, where it says Lindsay welcomed the visit and shared her fears of, quote, not being able to walk again. So those were her words in your note, in quotes, in the medical record, correct?
Yes.
Thank
yes,
you.
I use my best judgment.
Okay. I would move to have these submitted as the next exhibit, the notes of the witness in her interactions with Ms. Clancy at the Brigham and Women's.
Any objection?
No.
All right. They may be admitted.
I have no further questions. Sorry.
Hey, Mr. Reddington, go ahead.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. May you step down. All right, Counsel, can I see you?
I'm skipping forward. Wow, they were gone for a long time. Okay.
Discussion is then kind of distribute a draft to council so everybody we could have a more focused charge conference next day or so. But I just kind of wanted to get everybody's thoughts or kind of suggestions that they would be seeking the court to instruct the jury on. So kind of what I'll be using will be the model jury instructions, generally the model jury instructions from the March 2026, the latest suggestions from the SJC. And so Commonwealth, let me kind of hear what your thoughts are, and then I'll hear from the defendant.
So for individual instructions,
Picking up from where I left off.
Thank you, Penny. Just broke the seal on today's tip goal with $10. Thank you so much.
we have listed opinion testimony, prior inconsistent and prior consistent statements, redactions. I don't think there are too many, but there were some on the death certificates. Stipulations and consciousness of guilt instruction. In terms of what we're looking for for the charges, we'd be looking for an instruction on first and second, with the theories of first being both deliberate premeditation and extreme atrocity and cruelty. In terms of the criminal responsibility instruction, we're asking that the instruction regarding intoxication not be given, because from our perspective, there's been no evidence of intoxication by drugs and/or alcohol during the killings. There's testimony, and I think there'll be more testimony about the defendant taking pills after killing the children, and before killing the children, she was on low-dose prescription 10 milligrams of amitriptyline that was recently increased to 20 milligrams, but there's no real evidence of whether or not she actually increased that dose. And then it was a low dose of trazodone and a low dose of, I believe, Valium. So those were prescribed medications that she had reported no side effects from, and I believe in the text with her mother, she said that she was still waiting to actually feel effects from those. So there's no evidence of intoxication from those drugs. And then the only intoxication potentially could be when she took pills after killing the children. And even those amounts from the toxicology are low-level amounts. So we're asking that the instruction on intoxication not be given.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to ask the defendant as well, because I did read through those, and I was trying to find the definition of intoxication as it applies in the homicide instructions. Most of the cases that I was able to find so far is the dealing with the OUI statute, Chapter 90, and trying to find the real definition in regards to that. Is it the Commonwealth's position that the intoxication is beyond what was the considered effect of the drugs? Because if do you know what I'm saying? So if she takes, if a defendant, I don't mean to personalize it, if a defendant takes prescription drugs and it does create some effect, would that be considered intoxicated for the instruction?
I don't believe so. I think in the instructions it talks about having being intoxicated to the point where it affects your state of mind or ability to control yourself. I think intoxication, especially where there's not a specific definition given in the homicide instructions, I think you go to the general definition of intoxication, which would not just be taking medication as prescribed, but it would be over taking medication or combining with alcohol or other drugs. It's similar to the instructions in OUIs, operating under the influence of alcohol or drugs. I think you would have to go to that definition or to the general definition of intoxication if it's not specifically defined in the instructions. And I think the general definition of intoxication is taking some type of substance, either alcohol, drugs, medication, in excess and to the point where it's affecting your ability to think and to act and to control your behavior.
All right. All right. Anything? So I've got opinion, prior, consistent, prior, inconsistent, redaction, stipulations, consciousness of guilt, first, second, extreme atrocity, deliberate premeditation, and the criminal responsibilities without the subparagraph or the paragraph regarding intoxication?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Mr. Reddington?
I don't know if the government has been listening to the same evidence in this case. This is clearly an involuntary intoxication defense, at least as far as the judge's charge to the jury, based upon the evidence that's been presented, whether or not it's what we would argue is the over prescription of the medications, whether or not it's the side effects of the medications, whether or not it's the titration or the termination or the immediate cessation of the medications against what normal medical advice would be. All of those factors contribute to the state of mind of Ms. Clancy that was expressed to a lot of people, family members, people that knew her. She had indicated, I think Your Honor knows the evidence, repeatedly indicated that she was affected by the benzos. She was felt that she was being addicted to the benzos, trying to get off the benzos. She indicated that the sertraline was obviously killing her as far as going from 25 to 50 milligrams, and then subsequent to that, when there's additional SSRIs prescribed. To suggest that there's no basis to give the jury the instruction, they may determine, based on the evidence, that is as a result of the involuntary intoxication from narcotics, not alcohol, obviously, from the prescribed narcotics, not illegal drugs. So from the prescription drugs, that's on all fours with a valid defense that they should be instructed as it relates to involuntary intoxication. I think it's the model jury instructions on criminal responsibility. Obviously, if there's any nuances that I would pick up, I would bring that to the court's attention. But I have tried murder case recently with the model jury instructions, and my memory is that I was pretty satisfied. It was Judge O'Shea, I think, actually in this courtroom a year ago, and I was satisfied with the instructions on lack of criminal responsibility. I would, at some point, ask the court to charge on involuntary manslaughter. I'd ask the court to charge on wanton conduct with a component of the impact of the intoxication. So you can't try this case in a vacuum. You can't present the case to the jury. I know the government would like to present the case only on cruelty and atrocity. They probably don't like the statute that allows a jury to determine the degree of murder, which would be first and second, but I think that the evidence is such that a jury should have the option of considering whether or not we're talking about involuntary manslaughter based upon the evidence that's permitted. So I would defer to the court on the instructions on cruelty and atrocity, premeditated malice aforethought, second degree malice. I would ask the court to consider instructing on involuntary intoxication, to consider on the involuntary manslaughter as a lesser offense, and anything else that I can think of. But right now, that's what I can think of.
All right. Yeah, counsel.
Thank you. Commonwealth did request first and second degree instructions. It's our position that involuntary manslaughter wouldn't apply here. The evidence is that there was a specific intent to cause the death. So there's nothing that I can think of in the involuntary instruction that would apply here. Going back to the intoxication just for a moment.
Sure.
All of the medications, most of the medications that defense counsel talked about that the defendant was having reactions to and side effects from were before her hospitalization at McLean Hospital, and she was weaned off of that last one, the Seroquel, that while she was in McLean Hospital, and then she was without those medications, and they're out of her system for 3 weeks, and she's just on those other 3 medications. So the intoxication that matters is not what happened in the fall and before McLean, it's what happened on the day of the incident. It's similar if it's an OUI, it doesn't matter if you were drunk in November, it matters if you're drunk on the date of the incident. So what matters here is that January 24th, 2023, and those other drugs and the effects that they caused to her aren't relevant to what happened on that day, as they've been out of her system for at least 3 weeks at that point.
All right. So the Commonwealth's position would be that the relevant analysis is what she was taking on or around that January 24th?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Any other?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Sure.
It just occurred to me, again, as I said, it's only fresh in my mind from the case I had here last year. I know the model jury instructions indicate, and I'm trying to find it in here, that there's supposed to be consideration of a chalk for the court to write out the elements of the offense of first-degree murder, cruelty and atrocity, premeditated malice aforethought, etc. And I would ask that you not do that. I don't think that it's appropriate. I think it highlights, if you will, in simplistic terms, premeditated malice aforethought. I think you and I, we just had a murder case last year on another matter, and I mean, I heard your instructions. You're very forceful with the elements of the offense, and I just don't think we need to have this appendix or whatever you want to call it. And again, I did object to that with the Judge O'Shea. We did not submit the instruction list, cookbook, or whatever you want to call it, to the jury. So I think that the court's instructions would be sufficient. I would not want to have that chalk that is referenced in the model instructions. That's discretionary. It's not obligated. They just say that it might be helpful for the court to give the jury some type of a checklist. But I don't think we should reduce instructions on a murder case to a checklist. And I'm just afraid that what happens is that jurors then take the checklist, as it were, and they kind of look at it or consider it, and they just do exactly that. It's a checklist. So I would ask that you not do that.
All right, just so counsel, my general practice is not to have that kind of list.
I remember
I
that, yeah.
generally don't, but I also generally will provide a copy of the instructions to each juror. So they'll have their own full copy, and they can follow along, because the three of you know they're lengthy and kind of dry. So they'll have those with them. But I'll like I said, I generally don't do that chart. All right, so anything else in regards to the instructions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so my plan would be to have at least a rough draft available for counsel tomorrow. So you at least have that, and depending on the timing and where we go in regards to the actual closings, we'll have the opportunity for you to review those, go over the draft, and then any kind of objections or suggestions you want to make, we'll have a chance to do that. But so you'll have, again, it's a rough draft. That's all I can tell you, and nothing's in stone. but at least give you an idea kind of where I'm coming from.
Do you think, logistically, Your Honor, that with the presentation of Dr. Resnick and then the government having their 3 doctors, hopefully we finish the evidence tomorrow?
God bless America.
Closing Monday?
I would expect either Monday or Tuesday.
Thank you, Kels. Gifting 20 to the goal. We're up to $30. I think he just said closing on Monday or Tuesday. Listen.
Parties.
3 doctors. Hopefully we finish the evidence tomorrow. We would be closing Monday.
Whoa, he's expecting to wrap his case up tomorrow.
I would expect either Monday or Tuesday. If the parties may need, I'll leave. We could talk about that, but my old experience, there's been a lot of evidence, and there's a lot of witnesses, and so if the parties feel that they need like a day to kind of marshal their thoughts, we could talk about that. So either probably Monday or Tuesday. We could talk about that tomorrow. All right. Anything else we need to address, you think?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And so tomorrow we'll be in recess until tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Hopefully we'll start with Dr. Resnick and then, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You just kind of looked. I thought, yeah. So that would be the thought, and then we'll just kind of go from there. If the defendant rests, the Commonwealth can then present their witnesses, and if it's not done by Friday, we go into Monday, and that may mean closings and charge on Tuesday.
Okay.
All right.
And Mr. Verino will be here, yes, to set up the Zoom.
So you're not going to trust me to set that up this time? I think that's a good move. All right. So thank you, everyone, and so we'll be in recess until tomorrow.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Court, all rise. Stand up!
I'm thinking he's not calling all those witnesses because he said we have a couple more doctors. And then I'll be done, I think, basically. Hey, Betty. No, actually, nothing really major. We heard from a chaplain. And then we heard about, like, jury deliberation forms and things. And that's it. They are done for the day. Excuse me. But we do have a few things to watch. So let's go here. Thank you, Kels, for sending these clips. Let's watch this one. This is from Court TV this morning. And Reddington addressed the support for Lindsay.
It's very moving for them. They don't forget it.
Right. Mr. Reddington, what's your message to all these folks who are here today?
Thank you. That's all I can say. It's amazing.
We love you, Kevin.
Kevin, are you surprised at just how much attention this case...
I can say. It's amazing.
We love you, Kevin.
We love you, Kevin. That was Otto in the background. Otto, was that you?
Today.
Thank you. That's all I can say. It's amazing.
We love you, Kevin.
Kevin, are you surprised at just how much attention this case has gotten? I mean, people are coming from Maine.
It's the message. It really is. It's the message that just has reverberated, throughout the whole country.
What is that
Reddington's
message?
fighting for women's rights.
No, I
for
don't.
Healthcare.
I think that it's the mental health system.
Wait.
Fighting for women's rights.
No, I
for
don't.
Healthcare.
I think that it's the mental health system. I hate to use the word health care because unfortunately in this case we can see it hasn't been health care, and I think that it shines a light on this issue. I mean, when a woman is going through what so many people do, and they go to a doctor and the doctor says, here, take this pill, take that pill, take this pill, and then they basically treat them for 15, 20 minutes and send them on their way. It's just not right.
And to those who can't wrap their heads around sympathizing with a mother who killed her 3 children, what do you say to them?
I think it's almost like when you're picking a jury, and sometimes somebody will say, "Well, I don't agree with this allegation of murder." I mean, none of us do, but that's what we have juries for. They pass between the government and the defendant to see if they can prove their case.
Is she aware of this support, and what does she think of this support?
I'm going to go in and see her right now. I'm sure that she is, and if she isn't, she will be.
What do you think about?
She's so beat up.
There's Bob Mata right there.
And just so sad. But this will really help her out, I think. It's awesome.
Tell her we love her. What do you think about you being the advocate for all women right now?
I'm not an advocate.
You are. You are.
Man, get to work.
Yes, you are.
Busy
The women love him, man. Did you hear them go, woo? Listen.
That's live in the action.
I freaking love that. Listen.
The advocate for all women right now.
I'm not an advocate.
You are. You are. Yes, you are.
They're like, yes, you are. Sorry, sir, but that's where you are right now.
Thank you, guys. That's live in the action. That's what's happening here.
Wow. They're all waving him over there. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, they love him. I've never seen support for like this. I love this. They're all screaming. Holy cow. Okay, we have another one. And listen to them hollering.
I did. I was like, I got all the wedding stuff done yesterday.
Okay, let's go to this one from Fox 45 Baltimore. This one's actually an hour long. Let's see.
Never been here before.
She's got a Russian flag, an Italian flag. Some other lady had a German flag. I don't know what they're doing that for, but this is crazy.
So where did they have you staying?
I'm staying at the Hampton Inn Brothers Bed.
Oh, nice.
It's all right. I've actually been there before. I didn't even realize.
Oh, really?
I went in. I was like, yeah, I've been here before.
Okay.
The reporters are all talking about what hotels they're staying in.
So I'm trying to think of our plan of attack here. When do they want you starting to live feed?
I'm doing it now.
Oh, okay.
It's past 7:45 and it's not been quiet.
I know. So I wonder if I can start.
So I don't know if
chatting with people.
Yeah, I mean they were doing interviews before.
They were.
A lot of the yeah.
Okay, so let's do it. My question is can you film these, or do you? Here, once you get set up, we're gonna mic you up.
Yeah, sure.
So just a note.
These are news reporters, and they're out there streaming. Yeah, all these people. We're gonna hear from some right now. She's got a button on. Hang on, let me fix my screen. Excuse me. She's got a button on that says Lindsay. Look.
Is you won't hear my voice, so make sure you're answering everything in complete sentences.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right.
Yes, you can look at me.
Okay.
Just for starters, can you tell me your name, age, can you spell your name, and that you consent to being on camera?
Yes. My name's Sophia Reed. And spell my name?
Yes.
Yes. My name is Sophia Reed, SOPHIAREID. I'm from Plymouth, Massachusetts, and I consent to being on camera.
Okay, great. Thank you. Why don't we just start with tell me why you're here today?
I'm here today because my mom actually has really been involved in the cause and the case, and so she sent it to me, and I've been keeping along with it myself. And so just seeing the organizer put everything together and living literally 5 minutes away, it's like, how can you not come and show your support to Lindsay when you just see everything? It's so evident and clear. So
why do you care so much about
I think as a woman, as someone that has experienced hormonal changes, as a daughter who's been raised by a single mother and seen the impacts of that, I believe that women deserve support, and Lindsay didn't receive the support that she deserved.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, I don't think it's dystopian at all, LG. We all know she killed 3 children. She admitted that she killed 3 children, her own 3 children. She's admitted that. That's not up for debate. What's up for debate was the lack of help, the lack of correct treatment, and a lot of failures in mental health. You got to be able to draw a line and actually see the other side before you just sit there and go, she killed 3 children. We all know that. We all know that she killed them. That's not even up for debate.
I think that there's many layers to it, and obviously that's shown, through the case and through the evidence, and I think it'll continue to show over time.
What would you say to people who are critical of your support?
Everyone is valid to their own opinions, and that's completely fine. If someone feels that, if someone feels differently regarding the case or something like that, everyone is completely valid to their own opinions, but I do feel the way I do, and that's why I'm here today. So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
And my son that I'm not able to see. So therefore, it means a lot to me because I can feel that pain and that disparity as a mother to a mother and feeling not heard.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know how. I mean, if you watch the trial, and I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just saying, if you watch the trial and you see how many people she told her husband, she told her parents that she had harmful thoughts. I mean, she told everybody she could. She even drove herself to the ER on a holiday. So part of me wonders, isn't there kind of a responsibility that lies with the husband knowing these things, not being in a state of psychosis? Because I feel like it's very hard to make decisions when you're in a state of psychosis. And I think she did a lot considering how awful her state of mind was. You know what I mean? And then if you put together with that, the fact that she was taking care of 3 little ones, organized to the T, keeping her own notebook of all her symptoms, like all her husband would have had to do was pick up her journal and her, her med journal or whatever, where she was not sleeping for days. I just feel like of course she's responsible for her actions, but there's also like so many variables that go along with it.
And shouting from the rooftop and nobody actually hearing you. And Lindsay's here. And Lindsay's here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's Reddington. God bless Kevin. God bless him. We do love Kevin. Big Red. God bless him.
No, I'm having a conversation with you, LG. People's feelings on this case are very cut and dry. So there's a lot of emotions in this. But I don't think anyone's being rude to you. We can have differing opinions and talk it through.
Okay, so can you tell me what just happened?
Well, Kevin is approaching, I believe, the courthouse.
Okay, everyone clapped. Why was everyone clapping?
Because Kevin is so instrumental in this process, because he's given a voice to all these women that have a voice for so long that have been ignored.
Well, I mean, that's the conversation, LG. Where do we draw the line? I guess case by case basis. And listen to the evidence is all we can do. I mean, let me ask you this, LG. Based on what you've heard so far, do you think that Lindsay didn't love her kids and felt that they were just a burden and she just wanted to get rid of them? Or do you really think that mental illness got to the point where despair took over and whatever happened, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but right, what kind of punishment should she get, Megan? Boston says, I asked my mom if this was me, would she leave me? She said never. I knew it, but I asked her anyway. Hey, right, Julie. Absolutely not, but how do we punish? And I mean that because I don't have any other words, her actions which were illegal. I think she 100% loved them. So I think you're in the same boat as us. And I get where people say, like, oh my gosh, like, it's wild, right? Because, like, we haven't really, which is weird because we haven't really, like, had the huge focus on the children in this case. And I say that because I think more focus has been on Lindsay, and it's such a complicated case with Lindsay alone that I do feel like the children are somewhat in the background, if you will. So I do understand where some people are coming from because this is such a complex case. It's not really based on emotion. It's more based on facts of the mental illness, the diagnoses, the medication. At least in my opinion, And how many women are suffering like this that we have seen a case like this? Not very often. So it's kind of, to me, like a precedent, like it's a case we don't see too often. Yeah, exactly, Kathy. And she's going to require medical treatment for the rest of her life because of her paralysis. So I think anywhere she's locked up, she's going to be in a different area. So the people that want her to like suffer and all that, I mean, she's already suffering, dude. The girl was a runner. The girl was an RN. She can't even stand up. She can't even wipe her own ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hate to be like that, but it's true. That's a fucking punishment within itself. So, like, whatever facility she ends up, she's going to need care for the rest of her life. If she wasn't locked up, she'd still need care for the rest of her life, except now the state's going to pay for it. You know what I mean? Mary J., there you go. Some people say that too. Prove it was her that did it.
All looked over. So we're so grateful that somebody's hearing us. And we can shout from the rooftop that finally someone is hearing that we as women, we do need help. And we do need support. And see, that's why we're all here. And we love you, Lindsay. And we're here for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and God bless you guys.
Thank you so much. It was great.
Thank you.
Grab your mic.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else over here want to speak?
Thank you. I just felt it was.
It was great. Okay, so let's move maybe down a little bit.
Do you ever think, though, that the family like that is on her side, Remy, because they feel guilty? I mean, can you imagine being their family and having her do this after telling you she wanted to? Do you remember when the grandma got up there and she was like, had to admit that Lindsay said she had thoughts of harming the children? And then when the mom was asked, did you did you feel the children were in harm? And she said, no, because I was there. What about when you left? A lot of people may not blame her because they look back and think I could have done something.
Hi guys. Hi, I'm with CNN. We're talking with people why they're here today. Does anyone over here feel impelled to speak? I already did. You already did? Did we miss you? Would you like to?
No, I said I like CNN.
Oh. Me too. Me too. You want to speak? Okay, great. Okay, great. So I'm just gonna mic you up. Sure. So I'm just gonna put this right. Actually, can I hand this to you for a second? Sorry, you need the caffeine, but there we go. I'll take this. Okay, great. So just for starters, you're not gonna hear my voice, so make sure you're answering everything in complete sentences.
Sure.
And I'll just.
Am I looking at you with that? Okay.
Look at me. And yes, the other thing I want to say is when he's ready, I'll have you say your name.
Sure.
Spell it, and then you can send to me on camera.
Oh, sure.
See, I don't think Lori Daybell is anything like Lindsay Clancy at all. Like, I can't even compare Lori Daybell to Lindsay Clancy. I can't. I don't see those two as the same. Even though Lori was said to be a good mom at one point. There's a lot more to Lori. I don't think Lindsay is all fucked up before this happened like Lori. I think this is strictly a case of postpartum. That's it. That's all. That turned into psychosis. Lori Daybell is very complex. Religious stuff in there. Ugh.
So whenever you're ready.
Sure. My name is Debbie Butters. It's Debbie. Butters is Butters, and I consent to being on camera.
Thank you so much. Can you just start by telling me why you're here today?
My goal today is to support the postpartum health of women. I have 5 children. I feel like anyone who has had kids understands that postpartum period. It's difficult, and there's not enough attention. There's not enough help, and I really feel like we need to stand together and make a difference. And I think that Lindsay Clancy was begging for help from everything we can see, and I don't think she got it.
What do you do for work?
Yeah, the in-laws went to Aruba in November.
Preschool teacher.
Preschool teacher. Okay, so what does this case mean to you?
This case means to me that I feel like this could be like a watershed moment. This needs to, it was so tragic, but hopefully from this, we will see a huge change. We will see that people are, I really feel like the village needs to come back around women after they have children.
Yeah, I mean, this case really put a spotlight on the miscommunications between providers in mental health. Not requesting records. I mean, the simple things that could have been done weren't done. Dental, yeah, I don't think so either. Do I think that she could be, do I think she could be in society again? I don't think she'll ever get out. I don't think that's even an option at this point, is it? I mean, not that I'm aware of. It's either a mental hospital or jail, prison. Right?
I feel like lately it seems like people think that it should be the husband and the wife and that's your village, and I just don't think that that is helpful for women. Women need other women. They need older generational women to come in and help them to understand like these feelings are okay, these feelings are not okay. Like the impression of like you get your baby home and you're like everything is great, everybody's so cute is so inaccurate. And I think that social media probably makes that a little bit worse because you see everybody at their best and everything is wonderful, and we know the reality of that, and it's not true. It's scary and it's hard and it is very overwhelming. And if you don't have a village to help you, you can really get lost. You can really drown.
Yeah, I mean, you said you have 5 children?
Yes.
So tell me, what was your postpartum experience like?
So my postpartum, I would say I had probably a little bit of the postpartum depression. I probably cried for 2 weeks straight. Like, what is even happening? Nobody tells you that's going to happen. And I think my husband, who's a great father, I don't think he was like, why are you crying? And I was like, I have no idea why I'm crying. But my mom would come and my sister would come and my sister-in-laws and they would help me. That was my life raft. Without that, I don't know. You can't survive without that.
What do you think Lindsay was missing in this village of support that you used?
I think Lindsay was missing in this village of support. I mean, I think there's probably so many things. In my personal opinion, I think the medication, it sounds like she had a terrible reaction. And I think that from that, she just spiraled. And it doesn't seem like anybody really understood how much she was spiraling, how much help she needed. Obviously, in hindsight, every single person looks back and says, like, oh my gosh, if I knew that was going to happen. But there should never have been a time. A woman, actually anybody, but a woman shouldn't have to call a suicide hotline and not get help unless they have a plan. they should call the suicide hotline. And maybe one of the questions should be, have you recently given birth? And that should be a red flag. You've recently given birth.
This lady is preaching facts, huh? Oh, Caltato, you're pregnant? Oh, baby. You had, oh my goodness. Big hugs to you, Caltato. Oops.
You need some help.
I mean, obviously, this case is really polarizing for a lot of people.
Yes.
What would you say to people who are critical of your support for Lindsay?
So, again, this was a huge tragedy what happened to these children. How it happened, who was responsible, that's not why I'm here today. I'm not here to support that. I'm here to support the fact that postpartum health needs so much more attention. That's why I'm here. And I think that's probably why a lot of us are here.
Yes, yes. We haven't forgotten about those babies. But to let those babies die in vain and let a message get out there that this mother was just a murderer, just an evil murderer. There's so much good that can come from this if everybody can see the deeper message, right? There's so much change that could come from this case. If we lose that mentality that she's like Chris Watts. It's not what this is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, good.
Your mic.
Sure.
Yes, you're a natural.
Thank you.
Yes, great job. Yeah, thank you. Of course.
She's a natural. She is a natural.
Oh, I'm in this guy's shot. Hold on, let's get out of this guy's shot. Sorry.
I don't know about having little kids there, but okay.
My name is Natalie.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi. So once you give us the green light, we'll start. But just want to, from the top, you won't hear my voice, so make sure you're answering everything in a complete sentence.
Sure.
So if I say, where are you from? I'm from.
Sure.
Okay. And at the top, I'll just have you say your name, spell your name, and you can set to being on camera.
Sure.
And you'll look at me.
Okay.
And whenever you're ready. We're good? Okay.
She's wearing scrubs.
Sure. I'm Laura Caristi, Laura Caristi. I'm a pediatric nurse practitioner.
And you consent to being on camera?
I do.
Okay, great.
Oh.
For starters, why don't you just tell me, what do you do for work?
So I'm actually a retired pediatric nurse practitioner, but I've been a nurse for 35 years, a nurse practitioner for 25.
What does this case mean to you as a healthcare worker?
It's very, so professionally it hits me and personally it hits me. This case is a very important case because having worked in the system, both in healthcare and mental health care with pediatrics, I have personally witnessed the lack of resources that are available, and having worked in a child adolescent psych unit, I realize that there are many holes that need to be fixed, and especially after the pandemic, we're seeing less and less qualified healthcare workers able to give those services.
Everyone's clapping. Do you know who are they clapping for? Lindsay, maybe?
I'm not sure. So we're waiting for her to come because we're hoping she can see. We're hoping that she can see that we're in solidarity. Right.
I don't want you to miss it. So she's got to come in. I guess we'll keep chatting with you as
Sure.
Does that sound good? So you mentioned there being a lot of gaps in the system. What are some of those gaps, and how are you hoping this case changes that?
So, for example, a lot of things that were brought out in court. I think like the general public wouldn't understand. So, for example, when they say that patients get certain, like that they get counseling, it's not quite that. It might look good on paper, but what is really happening inside the facility is very different.
Truth.
What do you think? What would you say to people who are critical of your support for this case?
I realize with the political environment we're in that there are certain people for whatever reason they see things in black and white, and it's very hard for them to understand that there are nuances when you're dealing with humans, and that there are things. It makes me sad that people don't understand that there's so much more. Just because you can't see someone hemorrhaging doesn't mean they're not hemorrhaging. And with mental health, we've done a really bad job of recognizing that just because somebody says that they're doing okay, doesn't mean that they're doing okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So well done, and I'll just grab the mic from you. Oh yeah, and I'll let you go over there.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. Thank you. Maybe we should go over there now.
I'm on the way. It's just not ready.
This case has gotten. People are coming.
Here's Red.
I love that. I think it's amazing.
It's been going good.
You've been here weeks and you've been having your eyes on the jury. They've taken lots of notes. What do you think? You feel confident that
They're very, very attentive. They're putting a lot of work. They always do. They put a lot of work in.
I know they got some smart women there, huh?
Moving for them. They don't forget it.
Can't even hear him.
Oh, in what? Sorry, in mental health field? Oh, do you want to speak with us? Totally up to you.
No.
Okay.
She might get
In trouble.
in trouble.
For work. That's
Don't
fair.
go to work. Hey, you.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta be careful what we say around.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Some people don't want to talk because they work in the healthcare there.
Yeah, so you've seen the real.
Is that Bob Mott with his backpack?
Yeah. Wow. Well, how does it feel to see all the support then for the
It's
system?
very nice to see support. I know they struggle. I see it.
Yeah, the real world. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move down a little. Oh, look at this little kid. Hi guys. Hi, I'm with CNN. We're talking to people about why they're here today. Do either of you feel inclined to speak? No? Okay. Thank you. Jessica. Hi, I'm with CNN. Would you want to speak with us on camera? Okay, great. I'm just going to put this mic on you. It's going to attach to your shirt here. Perfect. And I, for starters, I'll just have you look at me when you speak. Okay. And make sure that you're answering in full sentences because you won't hear my voice. Okay. And I will have you say your name, spell it, and intend to being on camera. Sure. Whenever we get the green light. Okay.
My name is Jessica Giannetti, Jessica, Ginniti, and I consent to be on camera.
Great. Thank you, Jessica. For starters, why don't you tell me what brought you here today?
My sister and I came in solidarity to support and show Lindsay that she is being supported and she's seen, because she was not seen by the medical field nor her husband.
So what draws you to this case? Like, why is this important to you?
She was failed. She was let down. So many women suffer from postpartum, and they don't always get help that they need. And I saw something in that resonated, and family members have had that, and it made me very, very emotional for her. It's a tragedy. At the end of the day, it's a tragedy.
I'm just gonna have you move the flags a little bit just to your. You can hold them, but just, they were covering your face. And we don't want to miss that part.
No.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, this is such a tragedy.
It is.
What do you make of all the kind of polarizing opinions about people supporting Lindsay?
I think that it resonates with a lot of people, and that's why so many people have shown up today. There's, videos all, around showing their support and kind of understanding a little bit more of the situation. And I think that when a person can resonate with a situation, that it's a little easier to understand it.
We just saw her defense attorney walk in. Like, what does he mean to you? What was it like seeing him?
It was amazing seeing him, because I see him, and I think we all see him as a sign of support for women. He's standing up for women that have been failed, and he's there to help them. And not just Lindsay, at the same time, he's helping a lot of people. So I see him as a sign of support.
What do you hope changes in the maternal mental health system after this?
A lot. I hope that doctors will not just dismiss women, because that is what's happened decade after decade after decade. It's not right, it's not fair, and you have to at some point acknowledge that it does happen. And something needs to change. And if anything comes from this, if any silver lining comes from this, maybe that's it, that there will be a change in that.
I mean, that's true. It usually takes something major happening for change.
What do you say to people who are critical of your support of Lindsay?
I say that I understand everybody has their own opinions on things, but at the end of the day, the woman was failed in 1,000 ways. And if you can't just see the bigger picture in that and in the way she was failed, there isn't anything that I'm going to say that's going to change their mind. We're not going to change their mind. We don't want to change their mind. We're here for Lindsay. We're not here to change anybody's opinion, view, mind about anything. We're here to show support and love for her.
What are you hoping Lindsay feels when she sees all this?
I hope she feels love and seen. Because, like I said, she wasn't by her doctor. She wasn't by her husband, who is the number one that should have seen.
Ooh, she's firing those shots. But, think about it, too. Lindsay laid there for 11 days after this happened and wasn't even given a phone call. It took that doctor, that psychologist, to let her use the cell phone. Remember?
And helped and supported her. And he didn't do that. He didn't do that at all.
Great. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
That was wonderful. I'll just grab your mic.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thanks, guys. How's everything looking okay on your end? Great. Okay. Okay, cool. Where you driving from? You driving from the city?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
They're calling. Hey, we just interviewed on CNN.
Mine was 5 hours.
Turn on CNN. Over 400 people were there today.
We should go in at some point too. Yeah, they're not gonna let. I know, that's the only thing. But I mean, I might not need you to stay then for that part.
Well, I mean,
But I think I'm gonna stay. Yeah.
Okay, so they're that far away from the courthouse. I don't know if the jurors would see it. Because unlike DAP, like everybody was right there on the sidewalk, right? These people were kept away.
We're with CNN. Yeah. Oh, no, that's okay. Thank you so much. Can't think of anything at least. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a dog. Excuse me. Son. We didn't end up doing that, but like we're friendly. There was a woman who had a shirt on that said she needs help. I want to talk to her. What'd you say? I know, right?
A woman had a shirt on that said what?
Hi guys, sorry to interrupt you. I just noticed your shirts. We're with CNN.
Oh.
Could we chat with you guys on camera? Is that okay? Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna put a mic on you. If you want to both speak, you can.
Yeah, I'll let her speak.
Are you sure?
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm giving her the highlight. She's trying to open something amazing. So these are her
Oh,
shirts.
thank you. Okay, I'll put this on.
Oh my God, no, you're totally fine. Thank you. You can stand with me if you want.
So for starters, I'll just have you say, when you get the green light, say your name, spell it, and then you can send it to me on camera.
Okay.
And then just make sure you're answering in full sentences because you won't hear my voice.
Okay.
And you know, why don't we just shift you to the courthouse behind?
Sure. Oh, sorry.
Okay. When you get the green light, this one. All right, go ahead. So use your name, spell, and then you can send.
Okay, my name is Amanda Pliese, last name Pugliese, and yes, I consent.
Okay, great. And you'll look at me when you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so just why don't you just tell me why you're here today?
So I'm here to support all the moms going through postpartum right now. I'm also trying to open up my own postpartum center. It'll be life after the appointment. So it's gonna be called Marco. It'll be a place where all moms can go to. It'll be a wellness cafe. There'll be a yoga studio to meet with moms to talk about postpartum, new moms. It'll be moms of every stage. I'll show you the back of the shirt.
About that. I mean, your shirt says every mother deserves a village.
Yep.
What does that mean?
So a lot of times we have a baby and we only get a checkup after 6 weeks and then that's it. We don't see a doctor again and there's no village. Grandparents are having to work. They're not retired. We're pretty much alone. A lot of moms go back to work after 6 weeks and it feels very isolating. And so we want to be the place where you can drop your child off, get the help you need, and nourish the mom because there's no one doing that for them.
What would you say to someone who is critical of your support for Lindsay and being there today?
Because it's just bigger than this. It's not just about Lindsay. She's just one of the moms that has suffered. This is bigger and America needs to listen, and it's time for us to change how we support moms after having babies. It's not fair that after you have a knee surgery and you're having more doctor's appointments after a knee surgery than you are after having a C-section. It doesn't make any sense. So that's what I'm here for.
Okay, great.
Yeah, of course.
Dude,
thank you.
that's true.
Thank you.
Have your mic?
Sure.
Dude, that's true. If you think about that, when you have knee replacement, you're like in a rehab facility if you're older, you know? You could be in a rehab facility getting rehab, and then you go home and you get home health care coming in and doing rehab. And then after that, you go to outpatient rehab. And here we had Lindsay turned away from an outpatient treatment because she was over medicated. What? I love that lady. I hope she's successful. Look at this.
Let's all be together if we can. Oh wow, family power.
Hey, Becky.
What's the matter? The organizer said no.
I think people need to keep in mind that these people are here because they never want to see kids killed because of this again, right? Everyone's here ultimately because these 3 babies were killed. Let's not forget that. Hey, Jean, good to see you.
I don't think we need that many. Sure. Artsy pictures. Maybe we should just walk over there. Okay, I'm with you. Right? Yep. Hold on. Did you get it?
I think this is called being proactive, right? Like if we just let this go and be like, oh, she just is a murderer, we lose the plot. Like all of these people here, these 400 people that gathered, literally are here because they don't want to see this happen to any other children. They want women to be healthy and happy, right? They're not here going, yay, kill kids. No.
So many of you have thanked me for putting this together, but without
country and across the world right now, the praise and the thank you goes to you, because without all of you, this would not have happened. Regardless of our individual speculation, we did not come here to protest or to rally or to scream our opinions about what happened behind the walls of the Clancy home in January of 2023. We're here to send one message, and that message is that it should not take tragedy for people to start paying attention to mental health. But it should. Like the lives of Cora and Dawson and Callan and nearly Lindsay, for psychiatric doctors to hear their patients. Yes. Amen. In Psalms 46:10, he said, "Be still and know that I am God." Mr. Reddington has Lindsay's fight. He's her voice. He's our voice. So right now, I think it's important that we just be still, have a moment of silence, and know that God is working through us for Lindsay and for the rest of the world that are going through similar things that she's going through.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
I know, Patrice. It's like an oxymoron. Oh my goodness. She's there with her baby, dude.
Show a hug to Lindsay with the mental health.
You'll ever have this many women in one place at one time who may understand all of us on a level that others don't. So maybe it's a time to take the time to say hello to people and give positive and show your support to them too, seeing how we've all shown up here today for Lindsay and for women across the world.
Amen. Amen.
What do you guys think? Pretty powerful, huh? Don't cry, dry your eye. No, that was really nice. It's pretty powerful, honestly. Someone's car in the way. I can't. Exactly, S-Dubs. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right. I mean, that's all I've got for you today. If you guys want to come back in a little bit and go over the interview room, do you want to do that? Me too, Berlin. Sorry for the late start tonight, but we will be on time tomorrow at 11:30 because I think it's going to be a full day. Yes, this was outside the courthouse today. I think it's going to be a full day tomorrow. So we'll be starting right at 11:30. No sleeping in. Oh, I know, Heidi. All right, we'll come back. Let's see. It's 1:30 right now. Let's come back at 2:30. Let's come back at 2:30 and we'll go over the interview room. Will you guys come back and join me? Please say yes. All right, I'll come back. I'll set it up for 2 o'clock. So 1 hour. Or wait. What time is it? It's 1:30. What time did I say? 2:30? Jesus. I can't remember what I said. 2:30. I'll set it up for 2:30. Goodbye. I'll see you in an hour. Have a great day. Have a great afternoon. And I'll see you back here in 1 hour. All right. All right. Bye, guys.